right, let's talk about Dr. Fauci. Remember when Senator Rand Paul kept pushing Dr. Fauci over whether or not the United States had funded gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab? Remember taking an animal, altering the animal so that the transmissibility of the virus could travel to humans? Dr. Fauci said, absolutely not. We were not involved in funding gain-of-function research. We have nothing to do with it. In fact, here's exactly what he had to say about it.
Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you are referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function.
So
let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans,
right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly.
So that was the headline, right? So all the mainstream media were like, man, did Dr. Fauci roast Senator Paul? You don't know what you're talking about.
And real quick, there was a statement that he made in another back and forth with him where he said it was not gain of function research. And if it was done like he actually said, and if it was done. Yeah.
Let's be specific about that. So were we involved in gain of function research? No, he said. Were we involved in funding others doing gain of function research? He said no. But then he said if it was, it wasn't gain of function as we know it. Like he basically left an opening and lied about it.
What do you mean by gain of function?
So gain of function is when you take a virus, specifically, you take a virus like SARS, okay, which was not transmissible to humans at that level, that highly transmissible, and you basically put a spike protein in it, which creates a cleavage so that it can cleave onto humans.
Okay.
Right? And that's what they were doing in the Wuhan lab. Adding this cleavage to SARS-CoV so that now it was highly transmissible to humans. It wasn't before. Now it is, and then it leaks out of the lab, and then we know what happened. Millions of people died as a result of it. Mm-hmm. So who's to blame for this? Well, for a year and a half now, Anthony Fauci has denied that he or the United States or the National Institutes of Health funded dangerous gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and whether that research could have played a role in the pandemic. So against Senator Paul's aggressive questioning over 3 separate hearings, one of which David was just talking about, Dr. Fauci adamantly denied that charge, said no. Well, we've known on this show that he was lying. We've reported it, and we've reported it multiple times. Now Newsweek is adding to the truth with a newly obtained tranche of documents showing how Dr. Fauci and other officials withheld information on China's coronavirus experiments. So here is the front page of this new Newsweek article. Wrong one. Here we go. How Dr. Fauci and other officials withheld information on China's coronavirus experiment. And specifically, this is the part that blows me away. However, a tranche of documents surfaced that complicate Dr. Fauci's denials. The documents obtained by Freedom of Information Act requests, the fact that we had to ask for these is pretty amazing, right? They didn't just release these. They show that the NIH was funding research at the Wuhan lab that involved manipulating coronaviruses in ways that could have made them more transmissible and deadly to humans. Work that arguably fits the definition of gain of function. The documents established that the top NIH officials were concerned that the work may have crossed a line the U.S. government had drawn against funding such risky research, right? We are not allowed to do gain-of-function research. So they're funding it? The funding came from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, which Dr. Fauci is the head of.
Well, and to be fair, I believe that Obama had made it so they couldn't, but then I think Trump got rid of that rule. So I don't think it is actually illegal right now.
I don't know if it's currently illegal.
But the document dump shows that there were people who had concerns about it. Mm-hmm. Yes. And if Dr. Fauci was specifically asked if that happened, he could have answered, yes, we did it while it was legal.
Right.
Instead of categorically denying it.
Right. Because he says, you don't know what you're talking about.
Deflecting because he doesn't want to feel like he's responsible for, the leak.
Say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. Okay, you get one
NIH
person.
Let's read from the
Madam
NIH
Chair, can I
definition of
answer the
gain of
question?
function. This is your definition that you guys wrote. It says that scientific research that increases the transmissibility among mammals is gain of function. They took animal viruses that only occur in animals and they increased their transmissibility to humans. How you can say that is not gain of function?
It is not.
It's a dance, and you're dancing around this because you're trying to obscure responsibility for 4 million people dying around the world from a pandemic.
The NIH, as he says, has never and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. That, my friends, is a lie. Why does this guy still have a job after lying to Congress and the American people, and millions of people are dead? Dancing around to protect your own ass. That's basically what this is.
And I saw a report yesterday that showed that he is the highest paid official. Like he's paid more than the president. Fauci is.
Not surprising. Not surprising.